So Friday, 1989, Taylor's version was released. I was so excited about this.
I mean,
Finally.
just fucking round of applause. This so good.
It was so good. Just like really brought me back because 1989 in 2014 was released around this same time. Yeah, it was definitely released around the same time. I'm not sure if it was the same day, but it was released around this same time. So it just really brought me back because of how much I really love this album. And then, of course, we got to hear the vault tracks, which everyone was waiting for and excited about. I think because people knew that this album had a lot of references to Harry Styles. And I saw a tweet that said, no wonder she didn't keep these vault tracks in because they were far too honest. Like they revealed a lot of what she was feeling at the time, which I always think is funny. And I think everyone knows that they're on good terms. Like we've seen them speak and everything. But it was interesting. And I do have my favorite is Now That We Don't Talk. That one's my favorite. And I like Suburban Legends. And
you want to do a vault track ranking?
Sure. Gonna bring them all up right now.
I will say, like, these are by far, and I put this on my story, but these are by far the best vault tracks she's put out from any of the re-records. Like, so good. And I have something to say too about the re-records. Everybody is so critical about the songs that we obviously all know. And I'm very much in deep on Swiftie TikTok, and everyone's like, this song sounds different or this sounds different. I don't know why anybody would expect all the songs to sound exactly the same. She's re-recording them. You can't give an exact copy. Like, sure, most of them are very, very similar, and maybe a couple, like, people were really complaining about Style. They think the beginning of Style sounds different. New Romantics, I think people were also talking about. And then there's a line in I Know Places that people actually think she hits harder. So, like, some people are like, oh, I Know Places is better, like Styles is worse, Style is worse, like all these thoughts about it, which is fine, but I just feel like it's nuts to not expect there to be different parts. Her voice has changed. You're going back in with different production. Maybe she is re-recording it and she's like, you know what? I really want to just amp up this bass just like a little bit, because there's no way you don't go back to your old songs and not think, we all think perfection, but like for her, it's like, oh, maybe she has thoughts like, oh, I wish I tweaked this a little bit.
Right.
And re-recording it gives her the opportunity to maybe tweak it a little if she wants to. So there's just like, there's no way that every song is going to sound exactly the same. You just can't expect that. I know people get disappointed. Maybe their favorite song sounds a little bit different, but like, does everybody have the ear of Beethoven?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how they're catching it because
I can't really tell.
I can't really tell either. And I've listened to this album a million times, and yet I still think it sounds great. I'm not really picking up on. It's
crazy to me.
You know, maybe I'm not paying that much attention. You know, don't sue me, but I feel like
that's funny that you said the ear of Beethoven.
He can't hear.
Yeah,
he's deaf.
I was gonna ask that. I
just Googled it because I had to be 100% sure that it was him.
In fear of sounding dumb once again on this show, I stopped myself because in my head I was like, he's deaf.
Yes.
And then I was like, do not ask if he's deaf because what if he's not?
Yeah, I meant it in a sense that these people are all acting like they have like,
right.
Can you really hear it?
Yeah. No, I got it. I just was nervous to ask if what I thought in my head was to be true.
Yes.
But
I probably could have used a different example.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah.
Bach.
Yeah.
Any classical music, like I mean, truly anybody that like has a phenomenal musical ear. I don't know how you're picking up that there's that many differences. I really don't hear it. So
I'm just laughing at a text you just sent me. just in case anybody was asking why I was giggling at my phone. Let's do the rankings.
Yes, vault track rankings.
All right. My number one is
Should we
now.
just do the whole the whole album? Sorry
No,
to do-
well, I want to mention something. Here we go. I could rank the whole album.
Yeah, I could too.
I Wish You Would, and All You Had to Do Was Stay does not get the recognition it deserves, because I posted on my story
Those are my favorites.
My 3 favorite songs from this album are New Romantics, All You Had to Do Was Stay, and I Wish You Would. Of course, Wildest Dreams is in there too, but I feel like Wildest Dreams is just such a given, and Blank Space is just such a given that I don't feel the need to mention those. These I feel the need to mention because I think they're wildly underappreciated, and they are my favorites. I can jam out to them all day, any day, but let's rank the vault tracks. Number 1, Now That We Don't Talk. Number 2, Suburban Legends. Number 3, Is It Over Now? Number 4, Say Don't Go. And number 5, Slut.
Fair. I would go 1, Is It Over Now? 2, Now That We Don't Talk. 3, Say Don't Go. 4, Slut. 5, Suburban Legends.
Oh.
Yeah.
My number 2 is your number 5.
Yes. Suburban Legends is good, but I don't know, some of the, boy, was she, like you said, no wonder she didn't include these ones. You know, there's some clear as day references, references to the alleged snowmobile accident that landed Harry, the 20 stitches in the hospital room. Red blood, white snow.
What happened between
She's
the two
just-
of them and an accident?
And it's just your new girl's my clone.
Yep.
Which she really did look a lot like Taylor. So
I saw a girl post a TikTok, and she said when she wrote when you went on a date with Harry Styles in 2014, right after you broke up with Taylor Swift, and you hear the lyric, "Your new girl is my clone, and you have blonde hair and blue eyes."
Yep.
A lot
But
of
just
models
great.
talk.
A lot of good, yeah. And I know that there was like the voice memo thing that she was doing too, where people had said she had kind of like, I don't know if it was deleted or posted or honestly, I wasn't quite sure what the voice memo thing was. I just saw a lot of it on TikTok, and that she had kind of mentioned, at that time, really focusing on her female friendships and how that kind of got spun in a different way, which is truly the first time she's ever kind of discussed those rumors or mentioned them.
She said she thought, how could anybody if I hang out with my girlfriends, how could anybody possibly sexualize or sensationalize these relationships? But they did. So I think that gave clarity of like, all right, let's cool it with the...
I did see some people on TikTok thinking Now That We Don't Talk was maybe about one of her female friends.
Really? I took it to be about Harry Styles.
I
because,
definitely did too. I mean, I could hear it. Listening, like, you could definitely get some of it.
Maybe it's I think that...
Sometimes I think it's all...
Oh, yeah. I think songwriters can incorporate not just one person, but many different things into one song, many different situations. She said, do I have to pretend to like acid rock or like big yachts? And we all know Harry Styles likes his yachts, and I'm sure he likes acid rock.
We also know a lot of those model girls love big yachts.
Right. And so two specific lines felt like very Harry to me. But I think you're right. I think an artist can incorporate.
You know what? I also really enjoyed the Bad Blood with Kendrick re-record. I thought it was great.
I liked her post about that.
Yeah.
She thanked Kendrick. That's kind of crazy that she could get anyone, but the fact that she got Kendrick to redo his verse.
I mean, I think if you lay out the situation, like, what's Kendrick gonna say now? Like,
how do you say no to somebody being like, listen,
also,
my music was stolen. I can't do anything with my music. Here you go.
Short verse too.
Very, very
Which
good.
I think can lead us into.
But gosh, it's such a. I will say, I do have listening to this album all the way through. I do always just skip. I just don't start with Welcome to New York. I just listen to Blank Space first.
Welcome to New York and Shake It Off or skips for me.
Shake It Off is
really
it's such a skip.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You don't like it?
I mean, Shake It Off is just, it's just
Out of the other songs on the album,
Shake It
like,
Off's a banger.
all
But
of her
not-
singles, but like, I don't know. There's people that clearly listen that love Taylor Swift and love all of her singles and don't really listen to like full albums. And you just hear Shake It Off so much.
yeah, it's just
it was
But
just
Blank
so,
Space also you hear.
it was
so
just
much.
so
Blank
overplayed
Space
to
is
me.
so much better than
Blank
Shake It
Space is
Off.
so much better.
I
than
saw
Shake
that
It
she
Off.
said, or someone said that Blank Space wasn't gonna originally.
Yeah, so she was in
Yeah.
between Blank Space and Slut for the original album, and thank God she went with Blank Space. But could you imagine Blank Space was revealed in a vault track? That would be the song of the year. Like, Blank Space is an unbelievable song.